Hi guys, so I just got back from class. I feel like I'm always just getting back from class, but that's okay. I had a strawberry popsicle, or yeah, it was so good. It was like real strawberries, so good. But it's not the point of this video. The point of this video is my internship this summer. Now I did make a video about this my last day of my internship, but I was having really bad sound problems that day. I don't know what was going on, but it did not want to work with my sound. And this is a really important video, so I wanted the sound to be good and everything to be good because I think this is a super important video for anyone, really. I'll start with the story because it will illustrate my point a lot better than me just telling you why it is so important. In middle school, we were required, in middle school, once or twice a year, I can't remember which, we were required to go to whatever job we wanted to go when we grew up, what job we wanted to do. We were required to go spend a day with them. Go kind of see what they do in real life, because a lot of times the jobs that we know of or what we think they do or what TV portrays them as or different stuff like that, sometimes the real life is a lot different, or sometimes you don't think something would bother you, or it's just different if you're really in the field versus people just telling you about it. So in middle school, like a lot of little girls, I wanted to be a vet, and to this day I think it'd be a great job to be a vet. I love animals. Great job. There was two things about the vet. One I didn't know about, that I am allergic to cats, but I can take the allergy medicine, but that probably would not be the best thing to do every day. So, it's that. And then when I actually went to the vet's office, I watched him do everything he does daily. Because the teachers wanted us to not have him just show us the fun stuff, but show us everything you do. Everything he does on a normal basis. So that meant surgeries. Like spaying and neutering and stuff like that. And I was already having a hard time thinking about putting animals asleep. And now there was the surgery portion, which I do not like blood or anything related to it. So after that day, I realized maybe a vet's not the best option. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I really had no clue. So probably sophomore, junior year of high school, I changed and wanted to be a psychologist, or kind of figured out that I wanted to be a psychologist, just from different feedback people had given me and stuff like that. And I decided to take a psychology class and a sociology class, just kind of get an idea of if it's something I wanted to do. I liked both of those classes a lot. Sociology a lot more because it was a lot more hands-on than the psychology class. However, during that year, I had a lot of friends that were having some issues, a couple in particular that were having some major issues that they would call me and talk to me about, and I loved helping them, loved it, but what I couldn't deal with is the constant worry and the constant, I was always worrying about it, or always worrying about what was going on in their life, and always thinking about what I could tell them, or this or that. Like, it was just so overwhelming. And the more I thought about this, the more I realized was, even though I love doing this, I can't do it for a career if I want a life outside the office. If I did not want a life outside the office, that would be the perfect career for me, because I would love it and I would spend every inch of my brain doing it, but I do want a life outside the office. So late in junior year / senior year, I started looking at a lot of options in my ACT. In the Midwest, we take the ACT. So my math and science scores were really high. So someone just said, "What about engineering?" So I was like, I don't know. I don't really know anyone. So I started talking to some people that my parents knew or that we went to church with or different stuff like that, and started talking to them about what they did. And there was one lady that I talked to that was a civil engineer, and I went and shadowed her, and she kind of told me a little bit about it, and I did my own research about what I wanted to do. And so I went and spent a day with her, and I really liked what she did. Most people would find it super boring, and so it was encouraging that I didn't. And so, in conclusion, if you are not at the age that you can have an internship, I would really encourage you, the job you want, whether it's a kindergarten teacher, a psychologist, a veterinarian, whatever, try to find someone that you know, or call up an office and be like, I want to do this for a job. Can I follow someone around? And just so you know exactly what you're getting into, and then you can, if you don't think you want it to do it, it's so much better to figure out it now than later in life. When let's say you go through all this school and then you go to the field and then you realize you don't like it, not a good time. So, because if I hadn't gone to that vet day, I probably would still want to be a vet, because I still do. I just can't deal with the surgery part or the putting the dogs down part. Can't deal with that either. But yeah, so I mean, it was a really good experience, just to know. And yeah, so I would really encourage you, if you're not old enough to have an internship, if you just call them and see if you can just follow them around and just really see what's up with that. And I'm sure probably your parents know someone, or if you tell your teachers, I bet they would find someone for you. But I really encourage you to do that if you know someone, just to kind of get a real life perspective, because you might think it's all fun and games, and it might be a lot of book work or a lot of paperwork, and you just can't deal with that. So yeah, that's the first one, if you're not old enough for an internship. If you are old enough for an internship, get to know people in that field. The lady that I met and talked to, that's how I got my internship. I asked her when her company, if they're hiring interns, when I needed to do it, the application process, everything, and I talked to her about it, and that's how I was able to get my internship. So if you start now trying to talk to people in that field, trying to get to know people in that field, and if you're in college, they'll probably try to help you. But if you go by yourself, like if you're not with a college and you kind of do it by yourself, there's going to be a lot more opportunities, because if you do it with a college, like if they try to introduce you to someone, most likely they're going to introduce more than one person to that company. And so I'd really encourage you to do it yourself. And if you can't, obviously go to your college or someone that you know that's in that field. And it's really good just to make connections, and really good just to see. And before you apply for an internship or want an internship, another good thing to do would be to also visit the company before you go, because just because it is in your major, or just because it is what you think you want to do, go visit for a day and see if you even like the dynamics, or see if you, I know internships are important and sometimes you just have to have one, but you don't want to be miserable all summer. And you don't want to have, if you and your boss don't get along, or just the dynamics don't work very well, you don't want that, because then they could give you a bad report at the end of the summer, or for your next job, and you don't want that, obviously. So really just try to make connections, and I think an internship is a fantastic way to do it. I loved my internship 99.9% of the time. Sometimes it was boring, sometimes I didn't have a lot of work to do, but it was really good just to see what people actually do in my field, and just the different options, because in my field there's there's three main ones, I guess. One that works with the roads, one that works with like pipes, sewers, and random, and then one's like more environmental. I thought I wanted to do roads and bridges, which is like the transportation part, but that's not the section I got put in. I got put in with the pipes and sewers and random, and then a little bit of the environmental some of the time, and I loved it so much more than the transportation because I had some friends in transportation, and yeah, knowing what they are doing versus what I was doing, mine was so much more exciting. I know that sounds super gross, but mine was definitely more exciting and kind of fast-paced, I guess. So yeah, I hope this gives you an idea, and I think it is super important to try to make connections and make sure you do want to do what you want. And I mean, even if it's eliminating things, that's a good thing, because then you can understand why you don't want to do it. Because then obviously with the vet being the surgery, I was like, well, no doctor, no EMT, no. I mean, it just crosses out some things. So if you're really lost, go visit some places. Go visit some teachers or some engineers or some doctors or whatever you want to do, and be like, do I really want to do this? What parts of this do I like, and what parts of it don't? What parts I don't like? And then you make a list, and then you can kind of figure out what you do like in a major and what you would want to do for the rest of your life, because you are doing it for the rest of your life, unless you plan on marrying some rich, I guess, and you not working. But I would just plan on doing it the rest of your life, because you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, this is probably a super long video, and I'm super sorry, but I just think this is a very important issue and very important video for people to see. And so thank you if you stuck with it. Please, in the comments below, tell me what you want to do when you grow up, or what you are doing that you're grown, or what you're studying in college, whatever the case may be. Just leave it in a comment below. I mean, if you're a bum, congratulations. Or if you're a traveling artist, that's what my cousin's doing, and he has some experiences. So whatever it is, whatever it may be, just tell me in the comments below, and I will talk to you.